And it's finally time to begin the Temporal Tower arc proper. It's been a long time coming, so hope everyone's buckled up, suited and booted, and ready to go on a new adventure. Yippee! So, when we last left the Kiasters, they were aboard their airship. They were just concluding business in Weep, convincing pirates to bugger off out to the Seven Seas, whilst also try to keep everyone from murdering Datan. As it seems they kind of cottoned on to the idea that maybe their captain has been murdered, but they're not sure who to blame at the moment. There's only one person who feels they know who it is, and that's the Drow. And they've got their eyes probably set on Datan, so they're gonna have to watch their back for a little while. Thankfully, though, this information came to light after you had split the pirates into their respective forces. They didn't have the numbers to really mount any kind of protest, I guess, physical or non-physical. And they've been signed up to do some work within the streets of Weep. They're now basically under the Blue Bouter and Alabaster. I think after that you had a quick rest, said your farewells, and disembarked from the swimming city and onwards to the mountains of Midra. And yeah, I guess it's just been a clean sailing for the time being. Nothing really out of the ordinary has occurred. Midra's skies are relatively safe. You probably just see the last few patrolling griffins circling the perimeter of the bulwark. Actually, I think it's called what is it called? The gunwale? That's the one. The gunwale is the outer wall of Weep, and you've just sailed out from beyond that. But is there anything you wish to discuss on your journey? Any hopes, feelings? And also, I want to ask, is Raheem still with you? Because his token's here. I'm just checking.
We left
he's
him
right.
on the coast, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, he's looking after Karius's family home.
That's right. Yeah, I knew you would remember. There you go. Perfect. This is why you asked the party. They got better notes. Cool. All right then. Yeah, is there anything you wish to discuss in your way, or
You know where we've never
just fast traveling?
We've never visited Blakely Castle or Foombridge. Maybe we should
Kesh'an.
just. No, I'm kidding.
Kesh'an says,
No.
let's not go to Thoombridge.
I was kidding. The tower has been delayed enough. Plus, I want my rose back.
I'm working on my project the entire journey.
Okay.
I've got to get the main bulk of it kind of ready.
Are you keeping this secret? Are you keeping it to yourself, kind of thing?
I'm not like holding myself up to work on it. I'm like working on it like in front of everyone, but yeah.
Okay. So what do they see when you're working on this?
So a lot of the time Eirina is probably perched somewhere with like the best light. And is kind of sewing. So all that fabric that she bought in the Claude Coast, she's kind of sewing it together with peculiar looking thread in places, and just being very, very careful with the stitching.
Oh, okay.
What you doing?
There you have it. Nosy.
Sewing.
Yes, I can see that. But what are you sewing?
I'll hold it up, and it kind of it looks like it's some form of robe.
Ah,
So at the
okay.
moment, it's mostly black, and it's got like purple trim, like in places.
How are you doing that while we're walking?
I'm not. I'm sat on a crate.
Okay. Okay. I just imagine her sewing as she's walking.
I'm good at many things. Sewing is not one of them, so this takes my full concentration.
Ooh. Can you read a book as you're walking?
Yes, but I've walked into many a things doing that. Do not advise. I almost broke my nose once. I walked into a lamppost. True story. Don't read and walk, people.
I actually use that story to the kids. When I see them leaving the shop with the book in their hands, and I'm like, "Oh, you want to put that down as you're walking, otherwise you'll go into a lamppost like my friend." And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the rest of you guys? Anyone else up to something?
Karius is playing hide and seek with Taplow to try to improve their stealth skills so they don't get spotted as easily when they need to sneak into places.
Yes.
Because even when
nearly
invisible,
got-
they still got spotted.
Yeah, they do seem to get caught occasionally.
Mm.
I'm sure with the right incentive
Yep.
of enough strawberries, they'll
Yep, strawberries and whiskey.
right. Wait, they drink whiskey?
Yep.
Forgot about
Yeah.
I'm sure probably for the most part, Andy's probably checking with a little snake friend, helping him
Okay.
to like shed skin or something, because I don't know, they do that on the frequent.
So then at some point you vanish entirely and come back with a pie.
Yeah.
that. Oh, right, yeah. You know, in your occasional little trips to the Astral Sea, there has been some crazy occurrence. When you were just drifting there, enjoying the starscape, at some point, a Minotaur, big, burly, but friendly fella, just appeared out of nowhere. And he doesn't know how he got there, but you made quick, fast friends with them before they sort of disappeared again. And it seems occasionally they do pop back in every now and again. And at one point, unfortunately, he was in a crisis, and they asked if you were able to help them, and you trusted your starry cloak to them. They teleported back to the material, and then returned again after they had attuned to it, and they had brought with them a strange mushroom that you were able to enter into, as in it was a mush room, and inside there was a poor unconscious bullywug, and they needed resurrecting. They weren't just unconscious, they were very much dead, and it looks like they had been like decapitated. It was a brutal way to go, but you were able to use some of the diamonds you possess to resurrect them, and Ulrich was absolutely eternally grateful to you. They handed you back your cloak, and in addition, they handed you a tray of pies, and they explained this is a magical tray. It will regenerate all the pies whenever you take a short rest, or long rest rather. And you can summon any kind of pie you desire: key lime pie, pumpkin pie, whatever your heart's desire, really. And yeah, just pie whenever you feel like it. And
We'll never go
Ulrich
hungry
was
again.
I'm just
Yep.
imagining that while she's kind of stuck in the astral sea, bobbing around on the waves of the astral, she's probably using this opportunity that she can probably bellow out the most sordid, terrible, awfully offensive songs that she can't normally sing in public, just for the hell of
Okay.
it. Because she's like, no one else is here, no one can hear me. and just see how far it carries. And of course, then they come back. She gets to work, and then once she goes back with her pie tray, she just like pops into existence. Who's hungry?
These are the types of songs like Raheem would tell you off for, even just for humming.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can
it's
blurt
not
them
even
out.
too bad for him.
Wait. Is this what I gave you the diamonds for? A pie tray?
Inadvertently.
We almost died to get those diamonds, and you traded them for a pie tray.
No, I didn't trade them.
Well, that's what it seems like to me.
No. Okay. So, when I go into the astral sea, sometimes I meet a friend. He's from somewhere else. Sometimes we have a nice chat, but this time he needed my help, which is why I came back to get the diamonds. His friend was in trouble, and he needed help getting him not dead. So I needed the diamonds, went back into the astral sea, saved his life, and my friend was so grateful he gave me this magical pie tray.
Okay.
It sounds crazy, but it's true.
It's not the craziest thing I've heard. Pie does sound good, though.
You can make any pie.
Better than that cake we made.
Very much better.
I will take a pie.
Which pie do you give them?
I don't know, I pick at random.
I'd imagine they're spiced apple.
Spiced apple.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. Apple crumble pie or something. Brilliant.
Custard.
It is delicious, isn't it?
I don't have custard.
Alright, I'll eat that.
That is my next point of call. I will ask him for an ever-flowing custard jug.
Sure, we could probably find one of those, you know. I've heard tell of, like, you can get a jug, and you can ask it to have any, like, liquid within it. So we could probably find one of those.
Don't tell my dad that.
Yeah, he drinks enough as it is.
Well, yeah, it's the tastiest pie you've probably ever had. It reminds you of, childhood memories. Memories you might not have even possessed yourself, but just has that weird nostalgia about them. Endless
Deja
summer
vu
days.
without the original vu.
Exactly.
It's that, you know, the apple crumble you used to get at school.
Oh yeah.
School lunches.
Would you like a pie? No?
Yep.
Not for me then.
Who were you offering, sorry? I think they were
Everyone
confused.
else. They obviously don't want them.
Oh. Didn't know who
Yeah.
you were speaking to specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I'll,
literally offering them to everyone.
yeah, I'll take a pie, and Llyvelin's just wandering about reading his books of misspells and chuckling to himself.
Karius will take some pie, and he's going to be using it as part of his training with Taklo, giving them pie if they successfully hide.
There you go, more incentives. Love it.
Perfect training.
Well then, perfect. You can share a nice slice of pie on your way there. You've been to the Feywild, right? Before, Eirina? You tasted strange
Me?
things there? Have you been to
No,
the
I've never
Feywild? Never been? Okay.
Not the Feywild, no.
Now, we've been to the other place.
Okay. Sure. All right then.
The
Yeah,
Tan
so
went
it
to
is weird.
Feywild, not Eirina.
Gotcha. It is then, like I say, sort of like memories that you feel like aren't yours, but still feel strangely nostalgic. All right, then. And yeah, Llyvelin, you're reading these misspells. And,
Yeah.
you know, give me an Arcana check.
mean, look at this one. There's
Bloody hell, that's a bright dice.
Whoa.
oh god, when did it become pink?
It burned
Ah,
my
well-
retinas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
think,
need
yeah,
to
there's a
reset
new
those
world.
up.
You can recustomize your dice
There's,
in the
there's
top
a
right.
spell that
Yeah,
conjures a mage, but
these
they
are
can't
mine
speak.
at the moment.
Ooh, fancy.
All their spells are verbal spells, but they can't speak.
You reckon, even though these are seemingly joke spells, it's
Like mage.
not impossible that you might actually be able to like cast these, given enough practice. You're really unsure of what the effects could be, but from everything you've read, they seem to do tap into the weave, regardless.
If only I had money for this.
Someone has money and is also very over encumbered, so now's the time to ask for it.
Hey, look, cause bear. Causes a bear to appear.
Yeah, you do notice a lot of you are probably weighed down with all the gold that you're carrying, since and you can put this in the bag of holding, a lot of it, or you can just say that it's on the ship, but if it's either on your person, it is clearly over encumbering.
Because I think Karius is the only one who has a fairly high level of strength.
Yeah. Do you want to put the money in the bag of holding? Or are you being overweight?
I mean, I'll put some of it in there for sure.
And
So I think, obviously, we call it party funds.
are any of these spells amusing enough to you that be entertaining to cast? And I'll show the books to Eirina.
This is the Book of Misspells, right?
It is books of misspells 1 and 2.
Cool. Before we go into those ones, I have some spell scrolls that I don't know whether you would find useful or not.
Ooh.
Crystal Knife.
The hell is crystal knife?
Crystal Knife. You create a shard of ice and fling it at one creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, it takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
That almost sounds like ice knife, but no, that does
Yeah,
sound like ice
because
knife.
we got it in the earth plane. It's
Yeah. First level
Got it
spell.
in the mineral plane, actually.
Is it a first level spell or is it?
It's the same level as Ice Knife.
Yeah.
They also have Thunderous Smite.
Don't think I can learn that one, can I
Thunderous
look
Smite.
it over.
No, that one's probably not in your
Paladin,
wheelhouse.
Yeah. That's probably
Sending?
good. I don't think sending is. Can I
Again,
cast
check
it?
it out.
I'm pretty sure it's.
Go to the OneNote, go to the Wizard spell list and have a look for yourself.
We'll do
Pretty
that.
sure sending is wizard.
No.
That's feels like it's
OneNote.
a pretty standard Wizard spell.
That was being like cleric or something. Where is the one not? Why is it not in roll story management?
Sending artificer, bard, cleric, wizard.
Oh, then yes, that would be really useful.
Okay. You can have that then, that's fine. And I also have Arcane Lock, but I think you already have that.
You do. That's very useful. We used it on your predecessor's tower?
Don't know. But if any of those sound useful to you,
The sending very much
cool.
would be useful. Then we can contact whoever we want, and it not be a one-time use.
I don't remember how you give it to someone.
Uh,
Well,
sorry,
you
what is it
generally
you're giving them?
you put
A scroll of sending.
you put
Okay,
your
I'll
hand
hand
out
it to
with
them.
the scroll, and I will take it. I kid. You mean
I'll
Alright.
also give you 200 gold because you need it to cast it.
to learn it? Yeah.
No, to cast it.
Oh, to cast it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You need
No,
money.
no, that's
Or is that to
the
describe it?
price of the scroll.
Okay,
No,
that's fine.
that's like if you sold it, I
I'll
think.
still give him the 200 to
Yeah,
describe it.
sending
That's
you
fine.
need the piece of copper wire, I believe it is.
All right. Did you deduct that from your own?
That's fine.
Did you take off the 200 gold?
I've just taken it off, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And then I'll just delete it actually, because you can put it straight towards this, I think. All right. Llyvelin, you're doing that over the course of the travel then.
Yeah,
You can add sending to your spell list.
I always love spell.
And to do this, just control space, type sending, and you want to drag it from the revised spells compendium. Yep. Or you can take it from the wizard's spell list, but either one's good. All right, and then just drag and drop it into your spells. Done.
There
Very
we
useful
go.
spell. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Eirina.
You're welcome. Karius, are any of these useful to you?
I mean, Thunderous Smite, I'm pretty sure is Paladin only, unfortunately, unless one of my subclasses gives me access to it. I don't think either of them do, but I will check. Storm Sorcerer might. You'd think Tempest Cleric does, but I don't think it does. No, that one doesn't. I'll check Tempest Cleric. No, not any use to me, I'm afraid, but
No, that's fine. As I said, I'm just trying to give people what's useful and lessen the weight I'm carrying.
that's fair.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
So, guys, I assume we're going to the tower now, right?
That's the plan, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless
We just-
anyone has any other detours.
No, I'd like to try and see if we can. I need to try and figure out when Malone is, and it seems Terry might be the best person to find to help with that.
Never thought I'd heard a phrase like that when someone was.
Yeah, I don't know where she is either, but when is a bit more. She's gone somewhere back in time and forwards, and I don't know which point in time, but she's somewhere. Time is confusing.
I wonder if Perig could modify this compass so instead of finding the tower, it can be used in conjunction with its anchor to find Malone.
Well, we gotta figure out what the anchor was.
Didn't,
It
didn't
was
you-
either Egbert or the robes.
Oh, I thought you said it was the robe.
I don't know, did he?
I mean, either way, we have the anchor, so
Yeah.
I mean, possibility. It would mean we'd never be able to find the tower again. Well, as easy. Unless he made a second compass, but
I think there may be other ways of finding when Malone is before we start tempering with the compass. I feel like it has a bit more significance and we shouldn't be messing around with it. I could be wrong. I was going to say I'm not an academic. I am an academic, but I'm not a time-wielding academic. They're a whole other breed.
Yeah.
From what I hear, most of them go slightly insane.
Do we
Most
actually
of 'em.
know what to expect in terms of what this is gonna be like?
I mean, we met him before.
Yeah, but in his own home.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember you went into the telescope room and...
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yep. It's one of
That's
the
how long it's
places...
been, people.
Yeah, it's been a
but-
while.
I mean, Eric's always been calm and collected. He's never really been insane.
It's also
However-
where you sent off a message. Well, actually, it's where you kind of found a reply to a message from your mother. And then you sent off,
That was it. Yeah.
yeah, sent off a reply.
Stupid timey-wimey stuff.
It does feel like a different time. It's not unusual that you would forget.
I mean, it's very timey-wimey. We have to consider that last time we were at the tower was technically before Karius here was born.
Yeah, there was that too.
Yeah.
And then Karius taught his own father a skill which then Karius's father taught him.
Yep.
Now my brain is hurting all over again.
Try not to think too hard about it. Leave it to the people who know what it is.
Yeah.
Traveling other planes is one thing. Traveling through time is a whole other kettle of fish.
I mean, time and planes together would be quite crazy.
Yes.
Anyway,
All right. Where did this go? Okay, in that case, onwards you sail. Some time passes. It is not a long journey, but it is one that seems to feel epic in its span, since you are sailing over Midra, past all of the farming land, and Weep is but a blip in the distance at this point. And as you approach the mountains and over them, you maybe, for some of you, lay eyes on the site of the shattered city for the first time.
with my perception, of course I do.
So, what is it you're witnessing? Let's see.
A city in perfect condition. Beautiful. It's never been touched by any chaos or disaster. Definitely not crystal shards shooting up from the ground and places. I don't know.
Yeah. So, there is what looks to be an explosion. Except everything is frozen in time. Where there should be towers and domed cathedrals and churches, castles, it's instead shattered masonry that is flying out in all directions. Except everything is sort of suspended in this almost iridescent and translucent membrane. it's like a bubble that has formed over the city. And it's weirdly presented as like these giant stained glass windows that are also kind of mid-shatter. It's like that's what you can see on like the exterior of the bubble. Across the ground, it is a labyrinth of shards. Massive broken pieces of glass are jutting up out of the ground. Like, you imagine like a set of shiny caltrops that God has sprinkled across the ground. It looks like that as you're kind of hovering towards it. Even this effect extends to the sky as well, where even the clouds above seem to be fragmented and cracked, even though they should be just watery, vapory things. It has the same appearance as this stained glass window, and it's difficult to see beyond that sort of membrane. You can really only see the exterior of this explosion. Your eyes can't really gaze and pierce into the city proper. It's just too warped. And as you're moving, you do indeed see the reflection of your own ship sort of refracted like a kaleidoscope into a myriad of images.
So,
And just staring at the thing is hauntingly bizarre.
so, Karius, when I let you off in terms of the whole plane of Earth disaster, welcome to my disaster.
Shared disaster.
I mean, technically yours is just a city. Mine was an entire plane of existence, but yeah, I
People-
kind of get your point.
Most of the people got out of there, from what we know.
Yeah,
In yours, I mean.
well, we hope so anyway.
Uncertain what happened. Most people in there. I've tried to contact a few, but static. When I say contact, I mean the drive on people.
Yeah.
I wonder if sending works any different. Probably not. Anyway,
Unfortunately, nothing gets in or out of there.
well, if Perig does have the teleportation circle, maybe we can get right to my father's tower.
We can hope.
As we're flying over it, do we see, I suppose, on what would be the westernmost edge, or do we see any gatherings of people, like, is it preparing to go in?
Yeah, so specifically you are not flying over it, but just heading towards it. You are flying over the mountainside though, and
Yeah.
as it happens, there is a settlement. This is a location not many people have visited. In fact, they keep quite to themselves. They don't really trade much with outside settlements. They're known, well, actually, maybe even Llyvelin might be able to fill you in a little bit more on this. I'll say you've studied the city of Taryn, the settlement of Taryn before.
Oh,
But there is a mountainside fortress, and it looks a little bit like this. There we go. This long, winding, wintry path leads up to a massive gatehouse, and you can't even really see the settlements, like the normal like living quarters, because it is walled up behind this massive bastion of a wall. Looks very defensible, in fact. But maybe Llyvelin, you could fill them in on what they're seeing. This is like directly below you as you're sailing past.
So, in usual adventurer terms, usually you find these big, brawny men that go out and become the heroes because masculinity. Well, this is a town where the men are the stay-at-home dads. They look after their young, and it's the women that go out and go after the glory of being saviors and winning big battles.
Sounds like mine and Andy's families.
Hmm.
But in a nutshell, that's pretty much what they're about. They look to climb any sort of title tower and bring home great stories.
Mm.
Looking over this town or fortress town, is there any sign of any banners or anything that might indicate that the group that have conscripted my family are residing here currently?
They would likely not be let in, but if you're specifically looking out for those, give me a perception check.
Yep. I'm not very good at those. Oh, it's actually a pretty good roll though. Take it.
Okay. What'd you get?
19.
15. Okay. So no, there isn't. But as you continue on past Taryn, over those misty mountains, out towards the west of Midra, sort of surrounding this tower that serves as like a crossroads between Thumbridge, Blakely Castle, Taryn, and the Shattered City, there is a settlement, not a permanent one, but you can tell there are tents, makeshift watchtowers, and it looks to be these tents are set up in very regimented fashion, like a marching army would camp over the landscape. And if you're squinting in on those, you absolutely do make out the banners of where are they? I have said this name before. It's staring at me in my mind's eye. Goodness
It's like
me.
Thunder
What is the name?
something or something.
Yeah, it's like Thunder's March, effectively. I'm pretty sure. Wow, I'm like...
That does sound familiar though, to be fair. Thunder's March. Or Storm March or something. Or...
Yeah. Oh, here. There's my tab. Yeah, the Thunder's March. Yeah, it is. Cool. Thunder's March is a... I guess their banner might be that of a... Yeah, like a boot with lightning bolts, like, crashing from beneath it.
Yeah.
And their mantra is, "We serve the storm." And no doubt their crusade has gathered here ready to march on the Shattered City. This has probably been the biggest mounted offense against the city since the shattering itself. Before then, it has simply been small excursion teams that have been sent in as a forward scout, and none of them have returned. In fact, no wandering soul that has been brave enough to pass that kaleidoscopic maze has reported back. All except one individual. And they stand side by side with you now, looking over the gunwale of your airship. And might quite possibly be, as your father put it, maybe the only key in figuring out a way of in and out of the city.
I'm legit leaning over the side with the backwards spyglass, trying to see anything.
Yes, the spyglass does afford you a closer look, and it looks as though they are preparing to set out. You can't imagine feeding an army like this, camped out, is sustainable. So this has got to be temporary, and no doubt they will probably be marching on the city within maybe a matter of days.
Karius'
If
family
not
wouldn't have
tomorrow.
arrived yet, right? Not that quickly.
That might be the very last contingent force they're waiting for, right? That could be what they're camped out here for.
This time, then.
Yeah,
Karius
you've
Go ahead.
Yeah, Karius sort of has that sort of coiled spring energy as he's just staring down at these camps, possibly his hands cracking with electricity as he's just sort of muttering, oh, if they think they serve the storm, I'm going to bring them the storm if they put them too much at risk. the earth...
Stupid people will do stupid things, Karius. I put my hand on his arm. Don't attract too much attention. Your parents and your family aren't there yet. There's still time.
Yeah.
We could potentially find an answer before they even go in.
That's the plan. We best be on our way.
Maybe does it.
Plus,
It's...
timey-wimey things. We might go into Terig's tower and go to the Shattered City 5 years ago.
And that's possible. Maybe that's how we...
At least 8.
Maybe that's how we solve it. We enter the tower and exit the tower before the shattering even happened and stop it happening in the first place. Though, I don't know how realistic that is.
Well, I think certain events are probably set in motion no matter what.
It's as you're all kind of distracted off the bow of your ship, is when you suddenly hear the flapping of wings nearby. You're passing Taran, and it does not take long for you to clue in on what the flapping belongs to. There look to be 2 drakes, not dragons, drakes, swooping in and sort of circling on the bow and starboard of your ship. They don't seem to be going in for attacks or anything, but they do seem to be sidling up alongside your ship, as you can see in this art here.
So is it just drakes, or is it people
Looks to
riding
be.
them, or...
No, no one's riding them at all. And as they approach, they would shout out in Draconic. Does anyone... Oh, I think Eirina speaks Draconic, right?
I do indeed.
Okay, then.
It's just tactfully. I think.
Yeah.
Yes, tactfully does.
The dragon.
Yep.
Perfect. Then you both hear firstly the silvery blue looking dragon swoops in and calls out, "Hail, adventurers. You veer too close to the Shattered City."
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. We're not. appreciate the warning. We're just passing through.
Do not pass over the city.
A other drake swoops in from the other side, a gold-scaled dragon. Drake. And this one says,
Others of our kind did not make it back. Their forms were shattered, their scales fragmented into myriads of colors before they disappeared. The skies are unnatural.
I'm sorry to hear that. I have friends in there too. We're hoping to find some answers. Can you tell us anything about what you've seen? Any odd occurrences?
they swoop round and kind of maintain a more hovering flight pattern next to you. And they say,
We know this is the last place the 6 gold worms were seen. Council of 7 ancient gold dragons. But we have not been seen leaving. Nor have we spied their golden scales in the clouds. Only shadows.
Do you remember how long ago you saw them?
Must have been at least a decade now. We maintain a vigilant patrol on the skies, just in case they ever return. But, alas, we fear they may be trapped forever.
Well, again, we're hoping to find solutions. But if you could just keep an eye, and if you do spot anything unusual, we will probably head back this way at some point.
Very well. Safe sailing, adventurers.
Safe skies to you.
Platinum be praised.
and they begin to break formation from your ship.
The gold one, does it look familiar to any I would have seen way back when in the half an hourglass discussion? Any of the 3 I mentioned in chat? Because obviously,
What you
And-
saw were ancient gold dragons. These look to be much smaller golden drakes that may have served under them perhaps at one point
it's not
and are
not
now...
Bahamut. Exactly.
Well, the 7 gold worms were Bahamut's court.
Yeah.
Probably,
Um,
hence why he just said the phrase "platinum be praised"
Yeah.
as they kind
Yeah.
of flew away. They
Um,
must be underlings of the great worms.
Yeah, these are the ones that I wrote down way back when,
Hmm.
which was Grumar the voice, Ronaxia the presence, and Marashok the tail. And then obviously there was
Yep,
Imurian, the corrupted.
it was. It was. Yep. They know probably all the 7 gold worms, but
They're probably the ones that they were. Well, if Eirina
Hmm.
says all this out loud,
Yeah,
those,
but
those are probably the ones
the
they were looking
Drake
for.
said 6 gold worms, right? Not 7.
no, 7. There was. Oh, sorry, no, 6. There
You said
were
6.
7. Yeah. It's obviously been addendumed because there used to be 7. One of them was corrupted.
Okay.
In fact, that's what brought them to Midra's capital in the first place.
There's another one.
It's
Uh,
all right,
Galileo.
guys. They're friendlies. They're not here to do us harm. They just want to make sure we don't fly too close
Directly
or
over, yeah.
over the city.
Yeah.
Supposedly
Well-
they saw some golden worms go in about a decade ago, but they've not seen them since. Which
Yeah.
tracks.
It very much does track with my being there way back when.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I only saw 4 of them, and the one from
They said 6 went in.
yeah,
None have come out.
all 6 went in.
6 went in.
Oh,
Yep.
So there's
Mhm.
one missing then that I do not know the name of.
But you do know legend speaks of there being 7 to begin with, yeah. So there is one unaccounted for. Or
Yeah.
maybe they were in the city to begin with.
Bahamut is going to be pissed.
Hmm.
Oh, I can imagine that they would have been pissed back when.
Mhm.
Either way, the Drakes have said that they're going to keep an eye on the area, and if we pass through, they'll let us know of any changes or weird shifts.
That's
Okay.
good to know.
Moving on then. It's about here that your compass shifts in direction, Llyvelin, and you're no longer going directly southeast. It's now kind of turning to the north, almost as if you're passing around it in some fashion.
Probably for the best.
You need to course correct, in other words.
Yeah, I'd send a message to Kesh'an, course correct, around then, so we don't go straight through and probably end up in
Yeah.
timey
Checking
wimey.
in with Kesh'an, you see that he's under a great strain and seems to be trying to keep the ship on course, and explains like, I don't know what's going on, but it feels like we're being pulled in every different direction. And it's not wind, I can tell you that much.
If it's coming from the city, maybe a wide berth.
All right, wide berth it is.
Yeah. Karius will
And-
try to use control winds to, even though it's not wind, but just to use the winds to help combat whatever this effect is, to try to keep the ship on the course Kesh'an's going for.
Okay.
At least till we get out of this effect.
Yeah, absolutely. You do actually just skirt that effect, and the first person to notice would have been Kesh'an, since he's in like the engine room and near the crystal. And it's as you kind of walk into that engine room, Llyvelin, you spot. Look, Kesh'an's got his eyes closed, usually in a meditative state, but the crystal it's cracked in weird patterns, and you see stained glass fragments instead of the kind of normal moonstone colors. And yeah, it's very bizarre to look at because it doesn't seem to behave in the normal constructs of time and space. It's almost as if there are pieces floating around and orbiting the crystal.
Of course,
And yeah, if it
Llyvelin
was,
will examine it.
yeah, give me an Arcana check, definitely.
He'll definitely Arcana, and he'll definitely probably touch it. Because curious, he'll
He's gonna touch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
see what's if it would be
As-
anywhere similar to Eirina and her stories of
Yep.
how he escaped.
As you touch it, you hear a shattering sound, and yet you don't see the piece in front of you break at all. It's in fact coming from elsewhere, almost as if you connecting with this thing, it's found a jump pad of magic to launch itself from, and all the windows in the room of this airship suddenly turn into stained glass windows and shatter into floating pieces. And they seem to continue on with the same trajectory as your ship, but they're just hovering there as fragments. And you're noticing any glass in the room seems to have the same effect, whether it be, a wine glass or a cabinet. They seem to be the first things to get broken.
Oh.
Following that, anything you've got on you that's like of delicate make also begins to have the same effect. Like a potion bottle, for example. A potion of fire resistance. A hooded lantern you've got. All of those seem to be cracking and breaking into floating pieces.
Are you... Oh, they're all floating. Are you wanting me to get rid of all these from my list then?
You can get rid of these beakers. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. Because wine bottles, those are...
Done. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there floating
that-
black gunk and glitter sprite blood now?
There would be if you continue to see or like hold on to this fragment.
No,
It feels as though it feels very clearly like as though it's like you're connecting to nodes, and it's almost like the arc of magic is coursing through you and using you to expand its influence. Like you're connecting a circuit. But as soon as you pull away from the the moonstone, it's almost as if all of those things reverse in time, and you hear it go as all the seals and the cracks in the windows reform, as do the bottles that are now kind of floating, but they reform, and then suddenly gravity resumes, and those bottles crash into the floor and smash.
Catch the...
Yeah, you catch the most valuable ones, like the flitter sprite blood and the black gunk, before they break, leaving the empty ones to kind of break on the floorboards. And Kesh'an's like, what are you doing? Like, just making a mess in my engine room.
If it was anything I was going to catch, it would probably be the red vial, if that had floated.
Sure.
The very important vial of stuff I need for my spell, my potion of immortality.
Yeah. We'll say you catch most of the valuable ones, leave the empty ones, and this has all happened just before it sort of spread to everything else.
Yeah. Well, that's
because you rolled so high, you kind of like realized how this is behaving before it reached the more valuable flasks.
So,
yeah.
good luck with that, Kesh'an, and I leave,
You
and
head back out.
I go let everyone else know that we have a problem. We have a corrupted ship.
When you spot Llyvelin, you see his eyes look kaleidoscopic. Like instead of your normal eye color, and instead of the whites in your eyes, it looks as though they've turned into a myriad of stained glass windows.
Oh, that's...
You can't tell this, but everyone else can see it on you.
No, I'm probably saying that about the chaos that just happened as well, but also what you just said. Even though, but he's probably like, "Oh, that's really cool, but problematic." Yeah, guys, I think going too close to the city with this, sky or no sky, is bad. The thing that functions the ship seems to be corrupted. I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near with anything glass or fragile.
Yeah. Llyvelin,
Yes?
how many fingers am I holding up?
Give me a perception check, Llyvelin.
I'm like, what?
I keep forgetting we're not on cameras anymore.
We're not.
More like 44, as you try to focus in on something. When your pupil like shrinks, it seems to split Eirina's image into dozens more, and they all seem to rotate around one central Eirina.
That is the coolest mirror image spell you have ever cast.
Well, Llyvelin, you
Not
said
mirror image, sorry.
not to go near it with glass. You got a fake bloody eye.
Oh. Oh yeah, the fake eye with glass.
You're
Yep.
all thoughts of disco right now.
I mean,
Thankfully, it's just
really
his
cool,
glass
but-
things. Yeah, that's what his eyeball looks like, right?
That is pretty damn cool. So, new artwork with updated eyes. I'm only
Um,
kidding.
There is new artwork coming, I'm not gonna lie, but shh.
Oh, there is. Okay,
oh,
I was kidding,
I-
but that's cool.
Would you like me to try to fix that eye?
That's fine. Maybe there's a benefit to it. Maybe the Shattered City ain't so bad.
Gold in your skull.
Can I take the eye out and examine it to
Yeah.
see if it's done anything to it?
It does appear as though it's had this patterned like effect, and as you kind of pull it out, it feels lighter, more floaty, as though it's not conforming to gravity. And you got it out there before it like cracked and shattered into pieces, but it looked like it was the first stage of that. Kesh'an manages to succeed on his wisdom save and realign the ship and veer away from the danger zone of that strange city. And as you get further and further away, things begin to sort of return to normality. You can see the glass, it's slowly shifting back, Llyvelin,
In the eye.
and behaving normal. Yeah, you can watch in real time as your eyeball unkaleidoscopes itself, and colors return to normal, the cracks and seams seal back, and it's all happening in like a reverse time frame. Thankfully, you only suffered some of the symptoms and got out of there before it was a permanent change. That's what you at least theorize with your 28 Arcana check.
I'm sure
You can
Kesh'an will
almost
be fine. Well,
I
probably.
was gonna say, you can imagine the longer you spent in there, the longer it would take to reverse. But
Probably get to where we're going and get out there.
mm,
Who knows what effects it's having to him.
thankfully, you're now in the right direction. The compass is taking you towards a mountainous, snowy peaked terrain, and at this point, Kesh'an will have to slowly navigate these mountains, or you can set the ship down somewhere. That's up to you. But there's not much flat land to park something in the mountains. You'd have to sort of set it down in the valley, perhaps.
To be fair, in the past we've never really set it down. It's only a few times we actually have. Normally we just
Okay.
leave it in the air with the
Because the problem is getting it back up in the air because it needs clouds.
Yeah, enchants clouds, yeah. Okay then.
Normally we usually
In
move
that
rod as a
case-
break.
If that's the case, then we will just have to carefully navigate these mountains. I believe it was Andy who was delegated to the Crow's Nest to be the spotter.
Normally.
All right, then if you'd like to assist in helping Kesh'an navigate, give me a perception check, and if you're using the spyglass, like the one that Eirina has, you can have advantage on that. You have to borrow it from them.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yep, so roll that again. Much better. 26. All right. There is a vast enough valley that even the ship can pass through. And for those who like their maps, they probably noted this place before. It is known as the Creeping Chill Run. Known for its kind of unusual drop in temperature. And yeah, snowy, ice-capped mountains. You can help Kesh'an navigate safely, at least pointing out the direction, and have him sort of scale up and ascend the valley.
Mhm.
Let's give Kesh'an probably a sort of going to be his wisdom. And I'll give him advantage since Andy has managed to succeed in helping them.
Do you want me to roll that, or
Yeah, go ahead.
what did you want me to roll? Sorry, with advantage. Just
Wisdom.
straight wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Mm-hmm.
That one for advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. 20 is good. Thankfully, he did have help, because it looks like Kesh'an was just about to fly into the lip of a mountainside, but you're able to call out and help him readjust that, because it does look like he was flying right towards it. Oops. Okay. Looking back behind you, this is what you'd see: the view of the bow of the ship, and you're slowly ascending the mountaintops. The shattered city is getting further and further away as you begin to nestle yourself into the Creeping Chill Run. Eventually, the compass starts to slowly sort of spin, perhaps. Also, with that perception check, Andy, you notice some bizarre sights on the way. There looks to be a flock of birds, and they are flying around in circles as well, much like Llyvelin's compass is going a bit haywire. They look disorientated and are just spinning around.
So it's not like it's unnatural. Like a lot of birds do spin, like for birds of prey do circle, but they're not acting like that.
These are not birds of prey. They look to be maybe like gulls or something, and they are unfortunately stuck. And I mean, your travel takes you a few hours each time, so you are able to study them over the course of like this hour as you're approaching. And yeah, you just notice them continually following this pattern. And even at some point, it looks like one or two of them get exhausted and kind of fall down from the flock. And you've not seen birds break that kind of formation normally. They would usually fly down together.
She'll probably call down to Kesh'an, and she's like, I don't think compass will be very helpful around here. There's something going on. Even the
Oh.
birds are confused.
Probably means we're near where we want to be. Can I, if the compass is going round in circles, can I have a look out to see if I can spot anything? Because last time when we were passing it, when it was in the other location, I did manage to like spot the top of a spire that was trying to be concealed.
Can someone please also get me the jacket? I'm cold.
Oh god, yeah, it's getting freezing cold now.
Karius will quickly fly up there with a blanket for them.
Thank you. Her lips are literally like going blue.
All right,
I
then.
can make a bonfire for you. I don't think that's wise. She's a desert girl. She doesn't do the cold.
Yeah. Considering where the compass is spinning round and considering the birds seem confused, is there anything that Karius would notice that's unnatural about like the wind patterns around here? Like maybe they're veering around something that we can't see, but it's there. Maybe the birds are sensing, and that's what's confusing them.
No, winds and cloud look to be relatively normal, but you can give me a perception check as well, Karius.
Yep. I will not do well with this. Yep.
Okay, if that's the case, wow, that was a big fail. I'm gonna actually ask Karius to also make me an intelligence saving throw.
Ah, yes, I'm good at those.
Even better. Okay, Karius, as you try to strain and look out over the mountains, you can't see anything odd with the clouds, but you can hear something like a distant grinding sound. And it's almost as if your horns are like, they're almost like acting like antennas and picking this up. And yes, I say horns because you got it regenerated technically.
Yeah, which is still
So
weird.
it starts as like this shaking sensation on the top of your horns, and it travels all the way into your ear canal. And the grinding is coming from all around you. And you're looking out across the mountains. You spot what looks to be one particular formation twisting and turning like a giant drill piercing the heavens. It's bizarre and it doesn't make sense. You're going to rub your eyes for a moment, look again, and this time the mountain it's making impossible shapes, like it's inverting in on itself, as if the mountain was someone grabbed it and turned it inside out, and now it begins to extend up into the sky. And this grinding sound gets louder and louder for you until it's to the point where it's kind of deafening. And I need to roll some damage. Let's roll 3d10. Started off small. Okay, you take 15 points of psychic damage as you're not seeing, you can't believe what you're seeing, and it makes no sense and breaks all geometric understanding. Everyone else sees Karius is not looking too well. They're straining. You see their ears begin to leak blood. As for you, Llyvelin, you were checking to see if you could spot the tower. Last time when you were in the desert, you had a pretty clear view because there was no obstructions, and it wasn't like it was lost in a canyon. It was just on a massive outcropping across the dune, so it's very easy to spot. Here in the Creeping Chill Run, it is like a canyon, but one of mountains and snow-capped peaks. And there's so many peaks that could be could be towers themselves. If you checking out the art here, I'm showing you, like any one of these could be these mountains could be like a tower but just slightly shrouded from the mist. Or maybe it's on the other side, but you can't quite view it. Or maybe it's even disguised as a mountain itself.
I assume it probably is, going off the last time we'd gone to the tower. And I assume the effect that Karius is having is similar to the last time as we were climbing up to the tower.
Good memory. Yes, this
We
is
all had to make
just
this
like that.
same check on this effect where it was, yeah.
You remember well.
So, yeah, I'm sort of like guiding my eye with the compass, looking for the points where it's spinning and then bouncing and before spinning again to see like if it, because obviously it's a compass that takes you to the tower. I'm trying to focus on where it might be guiding before it takes another spin.
Right. Yeah. You're looking for the point where it's like it's maximum spinning, as though
Yeah, as if it's
you're trying to be
below.
direct above it. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yeah. In that case, give me a. Give me another Arcana check. This is a magical device, so that makes sense. Go with that.
I mean, it's
14?
14, but
Okay. It's likely this spinning effect is a wider range than what you initially thought. It's not quite pinpoint, because when you get to an area where it is just spinning and you look down, you sort of see a forested area next to a clear lake, sort of where you are right here on this section. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's any tower there. And if you sail a bit further on, it's still spinning. So whilst it's a really good idea, it seems as though this spinning phenomenon has happened in a wider area, and it will still require some manual searching, which will take time which will grate and grind you down. And as a result of that kind of failed check, I'm going to ask everyone to give me Constitution saving throws from the cold.
oh, we're done with the cold constitutions.
Slight whimper from above. You've been done with the you've been done with the hot Constitution rolls. This is the cold version now.
No, I mean like in the other campaign.
Oh right, yeah, sure. Oh god, Andy, despite the little blanket, it's still freezing cold at the top of the crow's nest. You're just exposed.
She has an icicle coming out her nose.
Oh god, poor girl. What else? Let's see who else failed that one. Eirina, Llyvelin. Yep. You two get a level of exhaustion from the freezing cold. Karius, your infernal blood is keeping you hardy there.
I'm gonna
Hey.
not set myself on fire and keep everyone warm.
This girl is on fire.
I mean,
know what?
Yeah.
Karius is
You know-
used to like swimming in oceans, so this is probably, he's used
You know what?
probably more used to this than most.
You know what Llyvelin hasn't done in a while or needed to do? He reaches into the bag of holding and pulls out his quag off heat protection coat.
Quite
Yeah, but when he was going up the mountain in Weep, he had to protect himself from the cold.
I'd
He made
forgotten
a
you
quag
had
off.
something like that.
Hmm?
I had forgotten you had something like that, but yeah, you can
Yeah,
place that on, get hopefully warmed up.
basically
The
like a winter coat.
Kesh'an's looking good. He's in the engine room,
He
keeping
has he's fine.
that too.
Jammy get.
The winter coat's coming in,
I have fur now.
and
Imagine my snake is kind of like wrapped around my neck, and I'm using my hair to keep him insulated.
It's fine. I'm gonna go up to the crow's nest. I'm gonna sit with you. We're gonna huddle.
you got both holding onto a ever rime-covered telescope.
It's fine. Get
to-
all work. Just sit in my hands. Like,
Yeah, you definitely feel them trying to compensate for the cold, and just warms your hands up continuously. And you have
Based on it.
you have to wipe away some of the snowflakes kind of growing on the end of the lens. And this hour search, well, it goes by, doesn't yield any results, but you do start to all hear that same grinding sound that Karius heard as well. And this is a recognizable thing. You've all experienced it. And now your kind of ears are tuning in as well. It feels as though the mountains themselves are churning. And at some point, Llyvelin, the compass, it's still spinning, but then it slowly starts to veer back and behind you, and you know you've probably passed through the center and out onto the other side, and at which point you would need to turn around and do another pass.
Yeah, I instantly like. Have you played Sea of Thieves before? When you drop the anchor as you turn, and it just does like a full 180 degree swing.
Yeah. Right.
I do that. I like go to the best point, basically at the back, and just pop the immovable rod. Just full on swing the boat round.
right. Okay, you turn the whole thing round. Now you're facing the other side of the mountain. And something like this. Yeah, cool. And yeah, now you're just sort of spinning around this entire region, but it does give you a second chance to try and spot the tower. So,
Yeah, and then as soon as we've done the 180 degree turn, I unpop the immovable rod and get ready to put us in break, like into full break. As soon as one of us either hears the grinding loud enough that it's got to be close, or that one of us actually spots it.
All right, and I'm gonna let everyone have an intelligence saving throw as well, as that rumbling, grinding sound starts to get feverishly loud.
No, I used all my good rolls at the start of the session.
Oh boy. Okay, 3d10
Hey,
for Eirina.
Karius.
Ow. 27 psychic damage for Eirina. That's nasty. Anyone else? Let's see. Yep, Andy. It's 27 to you.
And Llyvelin as well.
And Llyvelin, somehow Llyvelin failed. It's supposed to be the wizard failing.
Karius not get
bad.
guidance on resistance or...
I don't have resistance.
What is resistance? The Kiasters haven't discovered that type of magic before. Kesh'an succeeds. Okay, he's just grabbing some stuffing and plugging his ears, it sounds like. He's got a lot of fluff in there.
If Bless lasted long, I'd cast Bless, but it only lasts a minute, so...
Yeah, and this is more like over the course of an hour, it feels like your mind is slowly being ground into dust.
I have a question. How far away from the ground are we? Roughly?
That's up to you. You can choose to go down lower, which would result in a more painful experience from the grinding sound, but be easier to spot. Or you could be higher up, away from the sound, but it'd be harder to spot the tower.
Wait a minute, my thinking is... if we're within 500 feet of said tower, I already know what it looks like on the inside.
Okay.
I could dimension door myself. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to plummet to the ground to my death.
Also, we don't know if it's protected against that sort of like dimension transfer.
To be fair, though, he's He's a guy who would respect someone who would try something that stupid. How else would he find good students? Only someone who knows what they're looking for would even think about doing something 500 foot in the air.
True.
It's so crazy. It just
So-
might work.
Karius,
Yeah.
I am depending on you. If I fail miserably, to stop me from becoming a squashed bug.
I just go, just take the glaive with you. He won't fall to your death.
Okay, well, I could do that too, but you know.
Oh boy. Okay.
I will be ready to cast Scatter, which is my only other person teleport I can do it like without being touching them, should I need to. But I'm not actually readying it, I'm just sort of, you know.
I'll sort of wait
Okay.
until, like, if we lower down enough to the point where the sort of grinding noise becomes, like, almost unbearable,
Mm-hmm.
I would assume we're pretty dang close.
Yeah. You.
At which point
you
I
are.
would then dimension door myself.
But you're picking a point, right? You can't like necessarily assign your teleportation to like Tower of Terek. It's not like you speak the name and teleport. You're just sort of guessing in a 500-foot range, right?
You teleport to a location within range. You arrive at exactly the spot desired. It can be a place
Right.
you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction. I can visualize it because I've been there.
Okay. All right then. This will still require a bit of a check.
Yep.
Because though you can visualize it, the tower that you remember and you visualized might not be the same tower that you find, and that's because when you saw it initially, do you remember it was a constant, ever-shifting pattern of geometric shapes?
But
Yeah, well,
he would still have the telescope, right? Because that's his.
his telescope, is it?
I don't know. It was in there. So if he's a wizard.
Oh,
generally,
right. You're
he'll
talking
have-
about
Telescope room, yeah.
like the you mean like the observatory room, yeah.
Yeah, that's the highest point, I would assume.
All right. Okay. And you say you're readying something, Karius. What was that?
Basically, if they teleport and they suddenly start plummeting and can't for some reason use the glaive, I don't know, because they get hit by the large sound, I am ready to cast Scatter. I'm not actually holding my action to cast it, but it's just that's what I'll do as soon as I see that within like the few seconds of them dropping.
Okay.
Try to
So
teleport them back.
fail-safe. Does anyone have Featherfall? Oh, that's another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you really want to use Scatter, or should I just Featherfall?
You could
Be
take
prepared with
one
anything.
person.
Yeah.
You could take Llyvelin with you if you have
I
Featherfall.
could. I can take a person with me.
Yeah.
All right,
I'd go
Llyvelin.
with-
Yeah. All right then. Sweet. So Llyvelin jumps into your arms. You visualize the observatory, the top of the tower. It's got to be the safest place to land, at least. And give me another intelligence saving throw to visualize this place. That, and this will also serve since you're about to teleport right next to the grinding sound. But I hadn't realized you could do that with Dimension Door. What was that? Oh wow, 20? Heck yeah, okay, perfect. That's actually what you needed, because
I rolled
as
a
you-
2 bit more.
oh man, that's kind of crazy. As you picture this, the grinding sound intensifies, and the horrible patterns begin to emerge as you see this tower that folds in on itself and bends at awkward angles, the room that you're visualizing, the observatory, begins to fracture into 3 different observatories, and they circle around themselves, but not in a circular pattern, but in a more of a triangular pattern. And suddenly you're at the top of the tower, looking down, and all the other rooms begin to shift like, oh god, like a Rubik's cube. And these are the kind of impossible shapes that your mind is trying to comprehend as it visualizes that area. And you realize you're not necessarily thinking of a place. You realize this you could be lost forever thinking about this room. It might not even exist yet. In fact, actually, it's better to visualize a time. And as you teleport down, you break this cycle of impossible, mesmerizing shapes. And you find yourself at the base of a tower that you remember. This was the art I used for the original tower. It's almost like if it was upside down, and the entrance was that of like a window. But it doesn't look like this anymore. As you kind of open your eyes, you're visualizing that, except it instead appears more like, where is it? It appears more like this. There you go.
Is
Beacons
that
are
what I
lit,
think it
gone.
is?
The beacons are lit. Gone to course for aid.
Right? Visually, it's maybe this is a better one actually. Yeah, here you go. We'll have. In fact, actually, I already have a map for this. Where am I going? Let's just take it to the exterior. Yeah. Okay.
Good job, Eirina.
Eirina
Yeah,
and
I did
Llyvelin. Yeah, absolutely. You would have taken a lot more psychic damage too. I would have like doubly intensified that. In fact, Llyvelin, you need to make one, just because you
Maybe.
appear next to the grinding sound.
God, intelligence save.
Nice.
Yes.
That one does.
Ooh, okay, that's actually a success. You're all right.
Oh,
The
okay.
grinding sound reaches like deathfully loud, but it's as you finally teleport through that maze of shapes is suddenly when it all goes quiet, completely still. And it's at the same moment that the patterns on the towers freeze and form into something much more coherent, much easier on the eyes. A multi-tiered tower with little off-shooting spires off to the side with beautiful crafted bridges connecting them. And there's trees, there's signs of life here. There's a small little outcropping of forest nearby as well. And you hear birds tweeting and singing, and you even see a little flock of them flying overhead, and they appear to be in a straight line, no anomalies. They seem to be enjoying the picturesque mountainside atmosphere. It's almost like you've breached some sort of barrier of strangeness and have appeared where it feels as though everything is abiding by the normal laws of physics.
Are these animals humanoid? And is there 3 of them and a slime?
A slime? What?
I'm taking the piss because of the animals and friends and
Oh,
taking
God.
that. Yeah.
That took
And the
me a minute.
Yeah, the taking of artistic
Yeah.
liberties.
Jam and the jolly animals.
No,
Anyway.
did you see like a little goat up on the mountainside? They're licking something on the rocks, maybe some salt deposits.
Goats.
Yeah, there's like little goats. They're just chilling out.
I love goats.
Little bird calls and crows, and it's just a beautiful place to set up a tower. And there's a trek up to it, There's like a switchback that goes up a series of stairs.
Okay, so we
But-
made it down. We just need to get the others down here now.
And
yeah,
I-
as you try to look back up and try to visualize where the ship is, you should be able to see it if you've gone 500 feet. That's within eyesight. There's no sign of the ship at all. And it's a relatively clear sky, apart from maybe the misty areas around the mountains, but you would expect to spot the ship if you looked directly up and you don't see it.
You know, probably should have done telepathic bond. Ah,
Yeah.
can I
I mean,
shoot a
perhaps-
firebolt upwards and see if, like a flare sort of thing, and see if anything spots it?
Sure.
How far does yours go?
120 feet. Oh, you can shoot much further than that.
I'll do some Eldritch Blasts, because they can go 300 feet.
Okay. Firebolt or Eldritch Blast, either way, launch some flares into the sky, and it's as you're looking into the sky, you realize another great point of reference. Another giant solar flare in of itself would be the sun, and it is just rising. No, it's not. What would it be? It's just setting. No, it's late afternoonish. So where would that be? Like, yeah, sort of setting
Just
down
spinning.
some. Yeah, it's just sort of cresting the sides of the mountains. Probably why there's this like harsh shadow on the left side of the tower in the art, because it's much lower down. Whereas before, you were kind of at midday. It was like noon, and the sun was directly above you. And as you're firing off these little blasts into the sky, you realize that the sky is several hours ahead of you. It's like you've transported ahead in time, or maybe even backwards, depending on if it was a whole day.
So if we've gone ahead in time, they won't even see this for like hours.
Okay, go inside,
Saying
find Terrig, see if he can help.
I mean, saying that if we'd gone back in time, we would have seen our own flares shooting upwards,
Don't.
which we didn't,
have a headache
so-
already,
You didn't.
Llyvelin. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, but we didn't. So therefore, we've gone ahead in time, and therefore, it could be hours before they see our flares. I could try the sending spell. You did just.
You can try it. See if it works.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just learnt that thing, didn't you?
I did, and I would have.
And they're on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So I'm saying it's now what said, like
Late
morning
afternoon.
time.
You can give me a survival check to check
Like-
what time it is.
Like for us. Yeah. Oh, 20.
Yep, judging by the sign, the sun in the sky, you can tell it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, 5 p.m.
And a moment ago it was like something like
Noon,
12
12.
this year. Okay. So I get a general idea of the location, take as many notes of things in the area, and I send out a sending spell to Karius, I guess. No, it'd be Andy. Andy'd be the best at perceiving. To basically describe the area that they need to find and stop at.
Yeah, that's a good shout. If you want to describe like the mountain, that's like unlikely to have changed over the course of a decade. So
Over a
yeah, you
decade?
can describe it. I mean, you don't know what time it is.
That's true.
You don't- no idea.
Hours.
You might think hours, but like either way, a mountain is unlikely to change even over a
There
course
is
of
splitting the
100
party,
years.
and then there is
Yeah, so-
splitting the party.
Yeah, I described like the topography.
Got it. Perfect. All right. That is hard to do in 25 words or less, but we'll
As-
say that you give the vaguest of landmarks.
Big
All right.
mountain, no cap.
That's a lot of
Big-
those.
Big mountain, no cap.
Go.
With goat. Trees. You did mention trees. There's
I
a
did.
mountain with a tree on it.
There's
And-
there's outcroppings of trees. Yeah.
Outcroppings of trees.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and also listen for grinding sound.
Of course. All right then. You
Just like
guys, you
you
received this message.
What type of trees? There's probably millions of trees.
that would have been a really good idea. Yeah. Do you want to send another sending spell?
I send another set.
It's probably like mountain, snow, trees.
Oh,
We're in the
So-
mountains.
So basically, it could be literally anywhere, is what he's saying at this point. Specifics, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea.
From where we left and where the sun was coming up, I described the direction over the mountain that we were specifically,
mhm. Okay.
and in terms of like distance to the tree outcropping of trees.
Yep.
And I said the type of tree. I don't know
Okay.
whether it's a sycamore or a maple or.
You can give me a nature check whilst you do that. What was your idea, Steph?
If Llyvelin is going to specify a type of tree, I'm going to go into one of the trees and I'm going to start like tying keys so that they clank together in the breeze.
All right.
Because it'll either attract like light, because it's still noon where they are, and as the sun sets, it might catch the light. Andy has keen ears because she's a musician, so she might hear it.
Imagine
But
if that's
also-
what the grinding sound
And
was the
also look
entire
for the
time. It
tree
was your
with keys in
keys.
But also, you've just attached keys to a tree, possibly 10 years in the future. To them.
Hmm. Oh, sorry. I've just realised there's even no vision on this map. Sorry.
Anyway, nature. I got 18.
Did you not have any vision on this map?
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, okay, sorry. This is what I was describing. My bad. Not
Oh,
this
so
one.
yeah.
But...
So I mentioned how the snow cap meets
Hmm.
how the tower is near where the snow cap stops and becomes green, and then I described the gnarled sort of
Yeah,
twisted
these-
trees.
What type of trees these are, I'm not sure, but Llyvelin seems to know with an 18. They are definitely different to the rest of the pines that you've seen over the mountainside, possibly being planted by maybe one of Terrig's gardeners, for all you know, but they definitely look like they stand out from the rest of the pines,
Oh,
and
it's like
they're a great point.
snow cap becomes green mountains and
Hmm.
twisted gnarled pine trees.
You got it. Then back to the present. Karius.
Because
And-
they've given a sort of geographical and nature-based sort of description, can I roll survival to try to find that?
I will allow that. Yeah, definitely. It's survival to check the weather and such.
Oh, god damn it, dice.
Okay. It's likely that
And give a bardic on that, maybe.
they could, but I was also going to let Andy do their own perception check since they're going to hear the jingling of keys. Well, at least that's the plan.
Tree with keys.
Jingly, jingly, jangly. Somewhere out there.
Sorry, I haven't
You're
got my
hoping.
glasses on, so I'm just making sure I'm clicking on the right one.
Ooh. 25? Interesting. Okay.
Can I have a thing of exhaustion?
Yeah, it does give you -2, but that's still a
Okay.
success.
Okay.
Okay, what else? I need you to both make intelligence saves as well as you begin to realign the ship. Because that's clutch. All right, Karius succeeds. And Kesh'an succeeds. Just need one from Andy. Oh no. Okay. All right. And
You're asking her to be smart when she's already cold.
Oh, that's with the
You're-
headband effect.
really focusing your hearing out. You apparently are listening for keys, and you definitely sense there is a distant jingling. What keys did you place on there? Just out of curiosity, anything like just a jingly light metal, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
they're just any keys
Yep.
that I have in my pockets.
Perfect. All right. There is a distant jingling, like a wind chime in the air, and as you're approaching it, it's still that horrid grinding sound as well. That's just ear piercing and gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm gonna roll 3D 60 10 for this one. It's gonna be painful. Another 27. Where is the party? Here they are. Does that bring you to bloodied? There it does, and some. At this point, Andy, your ears are bleeding out, and your mind is almost overtaken by this sensation. Pause that music for a second. It is utterly unbearable, and in your mind's eye, it feels as though there's a giant mill grinding away at your brain, and this is the.
Too well. That is me on a regular basis because I have sound sensitivity.
Oh God. Well then, unfortunately, this is touching too close to home. This is what you kind of sense the tower. That's just what you imagine the tower to look like, and the Eirina is just waiting by the door here.
She's probably
And this
sick
is
right now.
God, yeah, maybe sick off the side of the boat, puking guts up. But nonetheless, despite this, you can still hear that jingling sound, and you're focusing in on that. You can't close your ears because that's your only point of reference. That's your guiding sound. And so you just have to endure the psychic trauma that is grinding your brain down. But Karius, Kesh'an, they trust that you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
And
As
eventually, oh yeah, go on,
I
Karius.
was going to just say, as we're seeing that this has hit Andy quite hard, Karius will just give them like a minor healing word just to help them a little, get some of the blood out their ears.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, at least clear it up so they can hear somewhat. Perfect. All right. Then finally, as it gets to this point where it's all that you can hear, you can't even hear each other's speaking. I won't play the volume so loud that you can't hear me, but just imagine that it is just deafeningly loud and you're getting next to it. Feels like the whole ship is shaking with that sound. And eventually you spot it within the mountainside, except there doesn't appear to be what you were looking for. Those green mountains, those what was it? Bizarre the
Trees.
salt deposits and the trees. Yeah. Instead, you sort of see this almost alien-like structure and a more arid landscape. Even here in the middle of the Creeping Chill Run, looks something more like this.
Oh
What?
As
God,
you're approaching it.
we've arrived at a different time to them.
Oh no!
It's not right. Whatever it is, it's utterly alien, and There's
Right.
this thin beam of light that stretches all the way through the tower, and there's these pylons above that almost seem to act like maybe lightning rods or something. However, you don't have the compass with you either, do you? No.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. That's a little bit awkward. Llyvelin. What is? Let's have a look. What you've got? Did you prepare something? No, you didn't. Okay. Cool. How on earth to describe this? Okay. So rising hundreds of feet out of this kind of arid mountainside, you see this like ancient but also science fiction looking structure. The pillar seems to be a random assembled geometric shape, and you see it shifting as you're watching it. Decorative cubes jut out from the surface to enormous tetrahedrons. They must be like hundreds of feet on one side, and they seem to make up the significant portion of the structure. The angles and lines of the tower seem to appear to defy the bounds of logic, and you've still got like a reeling headache, Andy, from that. The nosebleeds are just like poured down from your face.
He's literally just kind of like looking at the other two. Just like, did we make it?
Yes and no, I think is the right answer.
What?
I think we're where we should be, but not when we should be.
Ugh. I hate timey-wimey stuff.
You and me both.
You get another message from Llyvelin that there's. Did you guys make it? Can you hurry up? We've been waiting a very long time. I think we're just gonna head into the tower.
I mean, we're here, but you're not here, so I think we're here, but at a time when you weren't here.
You get no response because I'm not wasting another spell slot.
As you're connecting through the sending spell to your party, you actually notice the compass spins around, and it goes to a north-like position. But don't forget, this isn't just a compass; it's also that of a clock, and it has clearly got a 12 written on it as well. And so it's not just north, but also 12 o'clock by the looks. Whether that's midnight or in the morning, or rather midday, not sure. But you notice that's what the compass does when you're in contact with your allies, your friends.
Eirina, they said they've arrived, but possibly in another time. Do we
Well,
head in?
you know, we don't know what the tower can do. It could be a case of we go in and they might just come out of a random door.
Yeah. Or
Only
we could
one way to find out.
we could go in and not see them for years. Yeah, but as you said, only one way to find out.
I've already done that, so in we go.
Yeah. I'm glad that of all of us, we're the ones to have been stuck together. I feel like it might have been a bit rougher if, say, I was stuck with Kesh'an in a place of magic.
Well, you know what they say, great minds think alike.
Okay, time to move on,
All right.
I guess.
Jeez, just gonna leave them there. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're going to wait inside the tower for them.
Gonna wait inside. All right.
In the hopes that things connect up, or...
Yeah, you can head up to the tower, I suppose.
Or we live a life there till they arrive. Who knows?
If we can figure out when they're in, we can leave a clue.
Just
Hmm.
yeah, that's true. Just imagine like Karius and Kesh'an and Andy turn up, and there's just like an old Llyvelin and an old Eirina just reading books.
Is the compass just to find the place, or is it also like a key to the door? I don't remember from last time.
Llyvelin, I can tell you out of game that Llyvelin was told that you need the compass in order to find and reach the tower. Yeah.
But not open it. It's just to find and reach.
It's not. Yeah, it's not to open it, but it's to
But that might
find
be
and
why
reach the tower.
might be why we haven't, or why we haven't reached the tower as it is, because we didn't have the compass when we were trying. Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean,
It's a good point.
if yours looks more futuristic, then technically we reached the tower as it was. You're reaching the tower as it is.
Or as it will be.
Time.
Yeah, but if you could get the compass back to them, guide them.
True. I'll leave it at the doorstep.
Yeah, if you wish to climb to the top, you can. I will say once you reach the top, you realize there are others also struggling to get up the mountainside. These grand steps are quite a trek, and your legs are burning by the time you reach near the top of the ascent. And along the way, you see maybe a tired, but still chugging along, an old-looking turtle. And they're maybe just taking a little bit of a rest, but it's clearly their mantra is something like "slow and steady wins the race," because yeah, they're taking their sweet time and enjoying the scenery. Eirina, would you like to describe this turtle?
Oh my god.
This turtle looks old beyond all reason.
That's amazing.
Look at him.
Their shell is to the point where it's some of the patches are kind of like cracked off, and they've been replaced by what looks like stained glass. They have like a crooked walking cane to help them along, and there's clearly a spider living in it, in like the crook. And she's just got this really, really big sort of like extravagant scarf that she's kind of got wrapped around her head and her torso. She's just sort of sitting there, kind of massaging her knees, her poor stubby little knees.
And it seems they've been sat here so long that a snail has crawled its way up onto the shell. And
Oh, no, this
they
is
might not be
Derek.
aware it's there.
This is Derek.
Right, sure. Well, that's what you see ahead of you. Just resting on a step.
Is everything? Are you okay?
Don't mind me, child. Carry on.
Would
I'm
you like
resting
some?
the old legs. They're not as spry as they used to be.
Would you like some help? Wouldn't
Oh,
wanna.
that's very, very kind of you. She like towers over you. She's huge.
Oh my god. Like, would you like to become an animal, or would you like to be buried up by a giant eagle?
When you say, would you like to become an animal, she just sort of blinks at you.
Like, would you like to become a giant eagle?
Sorry,
would
say
you-
again?
Would you like to become a giant eagle and fly your way up the mountain, or?
Ooh, you can do that.
I mean,
You must be a great wizard.
Yeah. Are you... How did you get here, and how are you not? Sorry, that's... I'm just assuming that most of the people that come here are quite powerful. Oh, have quite a bit of know-how.
I walked. Took me a very long time.
No. Surely, only a few years. Feel like you've got quite a bit left in you.
So do I, but we back in old country we say slow and steady wins the race. Any long journey is worth it in the end.
If you'd like the help, then can. But if you feel like this is a journey you must make yourself, then
Oh, Baba Elsie will never turn down help.
I'm Llyvelin, by the way. I assume you're Baba Elsie.
Yes. You can call me Baba or you can call me Elsie. I do not mind which. You can combine if you like.
Okay. Well, we'll see you there then. Because
I thought you were helping me!
I
The young man cannot make up his mind!
no, I mean because you'll make it there before us, and clearly you've been making this journey longer than us. And I will then start casting polymorph on Baba Elsie, turn them into a giant eagle.
She will quite happily allow this to happen. And she's literally, the minute she's an eagle, she's gonna like hop around. She's just like, proper like splaying her wings and jumping around. She doesn't quite know how to get off the ground.
Beautiful.
Spend a few moments teaching the basics of eagle flying. But as a human,
Up, down.
Eirina's cackling with laughter if he's making like chicken arms.
yeah, Llyvelin is literally like bouncing from leg to leg and then flapping their arms.
Oh, how I wish
Beautiful.
there was a way to record this. I start sketching it in like my book just so I can show the others.
So in the same sort of sense of when we taught the Pegasus to fly, the baby Pegasus,
Mm,
when it got onto our ship.
cute. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Elsie takes flight, whoosh, off into the sky, and
they say-
She's literally
unfortunately,
gonna make the most of it. She's gonna, the minute she gets like really cocky about it, she's gonna start doing like somersaults and flips.
oh,
And
Lord.
they say you can't teach an old turtle how to fly.
I was worried you were going to say that. Polymorph only targets one creature, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the spider and the snail are clinging on for dear life.
What?
As you see Elsie doing flips, the spider's like holding on with its little claws. The snail's glued itself to your beak and just hoping that hoping you don't do too many wild stunts. But you make it very quickly to the top, Elsie, and perch down next to the other denizens, which you will soon be introduced to once the others reach the top. I will also say during this little interlude while you're waiting, coming up the rear along the steps, someone with a bit more spring in their step, someone who's clearly physically fit enough to make it to the top in one sitting, is a well, why didn't you describe them for me, James? They're coming up the path behind Llyvelin and Eirina. What do they see when they turn around?
This being the one I sent you art for most recently.
Or
the other one.
If you look on the map, you'll see them
Oh, yeah.
down there. There you go.
Yeah. So
I'll center them up here.
yeah, that one. Yep. So you would see a youngish figure dressed in a long black, duster trench coat, a fancy hat upon their head, and part of their face covered. There's a lot of metal on their equipment, and they look like they have some sort of crossbow at their waist, but clearly it doesn't have like the bow components.
It's a good description of it.
And they just sort of, seeing the two of you there, will just politely, like, tilt their hat at you.
I tilt my own hat in response.
Do you think all these people have compasses? Like, does Terrig just, like, mass-produce compasses and just hand them out to everyone?
I didn't think to ask. Oh, wait, mate, you got a compass?
Would they have a compass?
No, they do not.
Nah, I ain't got anything quite as fancy as that. I just got told where to go, and here I am. Though, when I am is a whole nother story.
Yeah, look at this guy. He got the easy option.
Well, when you accidentally create a god, things happen. What can I say?
Uh-huh.
And then you piss off another one, actually.
Oh. We had
Yeah.
still have, I guess, a friend who pissed off a god. They were alright. Lost the horn, got it regenerated. All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
What did you lose?
Well, you know how a lot of folk can reach out and touch, like, the weave to do magic and stuff? And use magic items?
Eirina and Llyvelin just sort of exchange a look. Wizard, warlock, yes.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. Completely severed my connection.
Is that why you carry a gun?
Well, this was, it's pretty damn useless, to be honest. It was given to me by my first patron, and, well, when he got pissed and severed my connection to the weave, stopped working. So, kind of having to rely on my, well, what other skills I have, which, when you lose a lot of, well, when you had as much magic as I did and you ain't got any anymore, it's kind of a tricky one to get used to it.
I realized that question was kind of redundant. I guess it's more like, is this why you're here, to regain your connection?
That's the hope. That's what the Starbuck told me.
So, I'm sorry, what?
The Starbuck, that's my second patron, the one I accidentally created. Or a goblin accidentally created, to be more honest.
Oh.
That's a weird day. The Feywild does crazy stuff, man.
So we've heard.
They must be an interesting being.
Yeah, I convinced a goblin, just as a joke, that this creature called the Starbuck existed, and they thought it would save them. They wished so hard that they gave up their own life, and the Starbuck became a thing. Apparently.
Yeah, I hear the Feywild can do stuff like that.
Yeah. But then the Starbuck became my new patron, and old Hadar, well, he, yeah, he wasn't happy.
Well, I hope you find what you're looking for in here.
Yeah. What brings the two of you here? Couples retreat?
No. Absolutely not.
Well, we're here because, well, I guess Saving the lands.
Ah, the hero
Yeah.
types.
Yeah. We're meeting an old friend who
Fair
hopefully
enough.
can help us save a city.
Well, hopefully you heroes get the job done and things go well for you. And they'll just tilt their hat again and continue on their way.
Okay.
Who creates
It's-
their own patron?
You would think that we're a couple. I mean, we have barely anything in common.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, you're two people on quite a lovely mountainside. You could be out for a romantic walk together. They don't know. They just took a guess.
To be fair, we probably look more like siblings.
Hmm.
We're both half elves.
Oh, yeah.
Half elves.
I didn't. I keep forgetting that we're both half elves.
So
Because you
with
can't see my ears.
Llyvelin's
true, yeah.
heresy, maybe it would be more parent and child.
I did lose so many years. But I gained 7 back at one point.
Yeah.
My age is very questionable.
And with me getting stuck in the Shattered City as well, I sort of got lost in time for like 8 years, 7 or 8 years.
Hmm.
Our ages are very questionable.
They are.
And then, to be fair, the Feywild, Llyvelin and Kesh'an lost 10 years in the Feywild. So the world aged around them 10 years. It's all weird. It's all weird stuff.
As you're reaching the top and saying, I can't believe they think we're a couple, you spot 2 very unexpected humanoid creatures at the top of the mountain. They seem to have reached here first before anyone else, probably thanks to their frog-like nature, being able to leap up the stairs.
Oh my
They are
god.
wearing wide-brimmed wizard hats and robes. They look very fanciful, like they're from some sort of court or nobility.
Hello.
And they seem to be sharing a loving look into one another's eyes. And one says, "Oh, Zip, we finally made it all the way. I can't believe we're here. This is the perfect place to spend our honeymoon together." You see the other one say, "Ah, of course, sweet Minerva. I know this was always your dream to be a powerful wizard. Here we can learn whatever we wish, whatever we desire." And you hear a voice say, "Oh, she's excited. She spots you guys coming up the top of the path. Look, Zif, there are more aspiring wizards. Hello." And you see this frog bullywug hop over, and they take their hat off politely to you. They curtsy almost.
Hello.
Are you here for the trials as well?
Trials?
Trials?
Oui. The great Terig himself is opening his tower to the masses. There's a call for talent. Only those who've got what it takes can learn under their tutelage.
Yeah.
Oh. We
We do like learning.
Interesting. Last time we were here, we were pre-hut and pre-shattering. I think
You
We're
what?
I think we're here at the right time, Eirina.
Sure.
We do not know what this shattering is, but it must come from very far distant lands.
What makes
My
us
name
think-
is. We ourselves are from distant lands. We are from a realm known as Prismir. It is in the Feywild.
Lots of people from the Feywild.
Merva and I, we come from a town called Downfall. Has recently been liberated from evil clutches of a hag. It's the first time we had to think about our own wants and ambitions. Once Prismir was saved, we decided to set off. And, well, not many academies accept bullywugs into their into their organization. Will see us as marauding monsters, but I assure you we are much more refined in the Feywild.
You two save Prismir, or
Oh
will
no,
we be meeting saviors?
a group known as the Carnival Cards. And Merva turns and goes, "What? No, it is not. It is saved by these jumping junipers." Oh. He kind of like looks in his book, flicks to a page. He starts scratching his head. Maybe they both helped. I'm not sure. Still, at the moment, we're just waiting for someone to come out of the tower to address us. And I guess if you're waiting here for a little while, as the hours go by, you see other figures arriving, which kind of begin to form on the outskirts, I'll say. You see a very timid-looking child approach, and they don't seem to have any parents or guardian with them, but they've made it up all this way. They have round glasses and a small bob of brown hair, and they're clutching what looks to be a very academic-looking book in their hands. And they're ever so shy. They catch eye contact with the rest of you, and then sort of look away and quickly shimmy along to the back of the queue, perhaps. You also see out of the tree line, creepily another young child, but this one
God.
a totally different background. You can imagine one's come from a wealthy background. This one looks like she was picked up from the streets. A squalid looking child with her hair unkempt and untied, just dangling in front of their face, and a torn up red what'd you call it?
Dress,
Kimono?
I would say.
Dress?
Yeah, kimono probably would work as well.
What's their demeanor as they kind of emerge from the tree line creepily? like a ghost haunting the forest.
They sort of would probably just tilt their head curiously, looking across the people, and then just smile in a creepy fashion.
Notably, it seems like one of their eyes is like half closed as they shuffle alongside the other wizards or aspiring spellcasters. And there seems to be more to come. You can see other figures coming up the walkway towards the tower. But in the meantime, any thoughts on how to get the rest of your party here yet?
Oh, I've been so distracted.
Yeah, well, you say you don't want to spend any more spells, but I mean, you're in a safe place, right? You can always take rest. It doesn't seem like there's dangers. So
If
I
If
have.
they-
Sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
I was going to say, because we've climbed up and they're Elsie, right?
Yep.
I'm wondering if might be worth. That's a big spell slot. I was gonna say like using Arcane Hand to float the compass out to like a distance on like a different mountain peak that's outside the the dome of time that's around this. So they could pick it up.
Right.
So like say like I'd take it out to this peak over here or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or this peak up here.
Okay.
And then just leave it there for them.
Right. Um. Well,
I don't know
you
how
could
else.
do that, but they've already found the place, thanks to the sounds of that tinkling key. So launching
So-
another spell would just have the same effect, right?
What, just tie it to the key and let them.
I mean,
They found the tower. They're just in the
Yeah.
wrong
I
time.
mean,
So
Yeah, they
you need
they
to
just
get them. You need to get them here somehow.
for this time.
Mm-hmm.
so the one idea I had, because Eirina managed to travel in time potentially, or possibly we have, using the teleportation spell. I'm wondering if maybe if we teleport to the same spot based on our knowledge of the area, that might get us there. Though all of my teleport spells have to be places you can see, so I'm not sure that'll work.
Well, I'll tell you that you're probably closer with the compass idea from earlier. And in essence, you're probably going to need just to get the compass back into their hands. That's really the
Can we? It sounds
easiest
really
method.
silly, but can we find a spot in the area?
Yep.
Like, we'll find like a really sturdy looking rock and
Uh-huh.
put the compass like under it. And maybe we
Okay.
can etch a symbol onto the rock that only one of the Kiasters would recognize.
All right.
In theory, if they're in... Depends on if they're ahead or behind us.
Well,
What
going off.
symbol would you like to carve? What's the symbol that only Kiasters would know?
What is a symbol only the Kiasters
It-
would know?
The logo for the 5 Kiastar Hotel.
Sure, we'll do that.
Which is
It. I guess it would be.
It's a 5-pointed star with a kitty's paw print in the middle.
I was gonna say
Perfect.
something like that, or it was like a cat face surrounded by 5 stars.
I was thinking like 5 interlinking stars. That, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. Back in the present, Andy, Karius, give me a perception check. And Kesh'an as well. Since I think at this point he's probably parked up.
Yep. Oh, that's a bit better.
Perception.
And
Mhm.
what did you get? Anyone get like a 20 or above?
And
Andy?
Yep,
Of course.
24.
Okay. All right. Perfect. In that case, then, Andy, it's you who, as you're searching around this tower, looking around, like, there's no trees that you were expecting. There's nothing that is like the description that Llyvelin gave. But you do suddenly spot an odd carving that's very withered, like worn down from the elements, but it's survived the trials of time and has clearly got the symbol of the Kiastar Hotel on it. It's the last thing you was expecting to find, but
I shall go over and inspect.
yeah, lifting up the rock, you find a thaumatic compass that's still pretty much pristine. Since it's a magical item, it hasn't worn away. It is the same compass Llyvelin helped you use to get here. One the same.
Well, it's a start. It's something. I guess you'll take it back to show the others.
Okay.
And I don't know if she actually understands how to read this thing.
Hmm.
So
Llyvelin would have shown you as what he would have known.
I mean,
You know, yeah, so you know that it does not just locate something through space, but also time, and one other strange category that even Llyvelin hasn't figured out yet, but it has many axes on it. It's not just north, west, south, it's also a clock.
okay. And is it still saying the same thing as it did for them? The 12-hour thing?
It is spinning around rapidly. And yeah, it's just continuously spinning. Clockwise, to be exact. So almost as if a clock's gone haywire and is rapidly spinning forward in time.
Okay. Was it still until I picked it up?
No, it would still be, well, it's when you open it is when it sort of activates and begins spinning. So yes, it would have been still when you found it, and then as you open it, the device sort of springs out like a pop-up book, and you see all the different apparatus aiming in different directions, and then starts to spin. I'll give you another image of it. Here it is.
it spins clockwise, which would suggest that it's trying to go forward in time in order to get to when it needs to be.
Yeah. But yeah.
Possibly.
She looks.
Kesh'an calls out. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, she kind of like watches it for a moment. And she's like, I think maybe we're ahead of them in time. Maybe help.
I mean, it's a magical compass that's meant to get you there and get you there at the right time. Maybe we can use it as like a focus or an anchor point to get us there if we were to do something else in order to get there.
Okay, so she's gonna hold it in both hands.
Yep.
Close her eyes. And she's just gonna think really, 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 really hard about Llyvelin and Eirina.
Give me a Arcana check.
We'll have to go to bed soon. I've got on it.
Yeah, I think we're nearly there. Damn it. we were
Maybe not.
nearly there.
It literally did.
You think about them super hard, and you still got a pounding headache from that grinding sound earlier. But
Yeah.
you notice that stopped when you kind of reached, we'll call it like this threshold or perimeter, and entered into this place. And
there was definitely a crossover when that happened. But that headache is still pounding from using all of that mind power to get here.
As it's a magical compass, rather than trying to focus on necessarily the magical aspects of its nature, could I focus on the fact that it's a compass and try to use that to essentially as our way to guide? So rather than Arcana, use something like survival, because it's a compass.
Sure. You want to hold the compass and try it yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So
But probably tell the
give it
other
a-
two to hold on to me just in case something weird happens.
okay, you give it a go then. Roll survival check.
Ew.
What was that? Oh, 26. Nat 20? Oh my god. Nat 20. Okay. I'll give it to you then. As you think and focus in on this, you realize that threshold, that when you can like pushed through and finally breached that psychic interference, that weird kaleidoscopic shifting patterns, it was like you were getting lost and splintered and tossed into the chaos of time. The compass acts as a way to guide you through that chaos. There was that ringing sound, that there was a key. That was your only kind of guiding force. But when you tried to follow the sound of that key, you ended up getting tossed by the waves and winds of time, and you ended up getting blown off course. The compass allows you to keep those at bay and lock in on a particular time. And it seems like this compass is supposed to be locked in on a previous time, perhaps. But effectively, you need to go back out with the compass and then
And
go
come
back
back.
in, and you will, instead of getting swept away, you'll be realigned and
Okay.
pulled into the right location.
Right, so we will reboard the ship because we want the ship in the same time as us.
Yeah.
Then fly the ship out and fly it back in with me.
Yep.
Probably Kesh'an piloting the ship as they do, and Karius with like the hand on the shoulder, sort of guiding them. Like,
Perfect. All right, that'll be the solution. I just need one more intelligence save from the party up here on the ship, as something bizarre does end up happening.
damn it!
But yep, okay, nasty. Oh jeez, I hope you don't all pass out. Kesh'an as well. Freaking
did,
hell, I rolled
Kesh'an.
high. All right, unfortunately, I think Andy is barely going unconscious. They were on 43. They're down to 0. Kesh'an also has an aneurysm practically. And Karius, you feel that grinding sound milling away your mind. But finally, you breach the chaos incarnate that's just still spinning your ship around. And in fact, that's exactly what you realize in the eye of the storm. Once you see the compass spinning, it rotates faster, and then suddenly, ting, you hear it lock into place, and it's now at a singular point. It is pointing at 5 o'clock on the compass, and it's not the compass that's spinning, but the entire ship. It's sort of as if this is locked in on time and space, and everything around it now spins as a result. You
Right.
see the ship spinning. Your view of everything around you turns into a blur, and you feel the G-force of the ship spinning you guys around, and it's sloshing your brains against your skull, causing an immense amount of psychic damage. Andy falls unconscious during this ordeal, and then suddenly, pulled out of that, the ship is still. The compass is stuck on 5. The grinding is silent. The only thing you can hear is a slight tinkling from a key from a distant tree. And as you disembark from the ship, imagine you want to heal up Andy before you do, but you heal up Andy, descend down, and you find the tree. It is a rusted-looking key, like it's seen years and years of weathering through this process. And as you go to pick it up, it almost acts like an anchor to their point in time. And it's suddenly washed away of rust, and you're suddenly standing at the very top of the mountain. And through that tree line, you can see Eirina, Llyvelin, a whole bunch of other characters, and
I'd healed Andy as well, just to.
yeah,
How's this
we'll
going
pop them
on?
back
Because
up. Andy's in a real state, and just to finish off tonight's session, you probably also hear a yelp, high-pitched yelp, as you appear out of thin air directly in front of a startled-looking goblin who looks to be very late to the show. Crag, it is Crag, by the way.
Yes.
If you're wondering, you just see these three individuals just rip out of a rift in time and appear here.
Ow. That's not very nice. And he shocked.
Apologies, little goblin. Didn't mean to startle you.
He shocks Karius with all the static in his body as he shuffles his feet along the floor, and he just seems to be collecting these little pebbles and then chucking them up behind him and into this hand drum that just keeps making this thudding noise as he's walking. Probably how he got through the barrier, because he just has so many little things.
Oh, there's
in his
no
little-
barrier for you guys. Everyone who's reached this, except for the Kiasters, there's been no barrier. It's been a nice, jaunty little trip through the mountains for the rest of you.
Ah.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's how Elsie just walked here.
so yeah, he's just this tiny little white-haired goblin in sort of like not dirty, but not a fancy clothes. And what is a quarterstaff to him, to you guys, is probably just a stick.
Fantastic.
But
Well.
he wears this hand drum on his back, like a backpack that he carries all his stuff. And as he walks about, and he sort of, after shocks you, he's a little bit disgruntled, but then his mood just changes back into this cheerful sort of mood, and goes about his day to continue collecting these pebbles.
Harriet's probably barely notices the shock. Just like,
yeah, you see the little sort of discharges just appearing between his ears and his hands, as he's literally generating static as he just shuffles his feet as he moves.
All right. You hear a voice as well behind you guys and says, "Do not worry. You're not the last ones to arrive." You see a figure, looks like a genasi, almost like a fire genasi, but they're giving off an endothermic fire. It's like a cold fire. And they greet you all. And before they have a chance to introduce themselves, and we'll finish on this, there is at the doorway, well, there is no door, it looks like on the tower, but one appears, and you see a flurry of books and pages that rip open the stonework, and a figure steps out, made of pure magic. They seem to resemble a humanoid shape, and yet they don't seem to have a center. It's like they're just raw energy tethered together in the kind of net shape of a humanoid. And as they address you all, they say,
"Welcome, welcome. I am Custodius. Let the trials begin."
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
But for those watching, join us Sunday for the Icewind Trackers as we continue on our journey through Ythryn. Join us Monday for the Jumping Junipers, who you've heard mentioned this session. Join us Tuesday for the Mistaken, and Wednesday for the other Icewind group, and we will be back. Well, and then next Friday would be the Hidden Shrine session. And then I'm not actually sure on what's happening session-wise because I'm not here on the 22nd or the... So... But
All right,
for now...
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Bye for now.